Welcome to the Real Estate Syndication Show. Whether you are a seasoned investor or building a new real estate business, this is the show for you. Whitney Sewell talks to top experts in the business. Our goal is to help you master real estate syndication. And now your host, Whitney Sewell.
This is your daily real estate syndication show. I'm your host, Whitney Sewell. Today our guest is Tim Rhode. Thanks for being on the show, Tim.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Whitney. I look forward to hopefully adding value to your listeners.
Awesome. I know you will, Tim. I have no doubt. And if you've heard of Tim before, you've probably heard that he's a co-founder of GoBundance. He's also the author of Tribe of Millionaires and founder of nonprofit One Life Fully Lived. He co-founded GoBundance in an effort to build a quality peer group of other successful men who could hold one another accountable to their own high standards, who choose to live life at the peak. Since its official founding in 2013, the GoBundance Tribe has grown to nearly 250 members who connect at seasonal tribe gatherings and annual international bucket list trips. And one other thing about Tim, he just told me he retired at the age of 40 and has been enjoying that retirement, and because of these great decisions he's made for the last 20 years. So congratulations to you, Tim, for being able to accomplish that. And I know today, I want you to go into a little more about who you are in case the listener hasn't heard of you. And then we're going to get into these 6 levels of financial freedom that you and I were discussing.
Cool. Well, if I could do a quick introduction, I was the kid voted least likely to succeed in your class and probably got off to the worst start than most of you. Barely graduated high school, never went to college, and at 25, I'm a part-time grocery clerk, not getting enough hours at the grocery store. So I'm literally going door to door selling, painting your address on the curbs while Ed Koneski came behind with the stencils and did the work. So then I found my niche selling real estate, and I was really good. And I cared about coming through and giving great service. And I did something else that we're going to talk about today. I lived well beneath my means. I played ironclad defense. I learned all I could about investing. I made a lot of right moves from 25 to 40. And literally, as Robert Kiyosaki talks about turning your cash flow game board over, at 40, I chose to say, I don't want to list and sell another home. I don't want to work hard in investing. I just want to get the goods in the woods and enjoy my family and move up to the mountains and just start this whole new adventure, whole new incarnation, if you will.
Well, what I love about that is not like you didn't just like sit back and just lay at the beach every day, all day. Maybe you did that a little bit, but you had bigger plans, right? I mean, you did that, and it's allowed you to free up so much time to start this nonprofit that I hope we'll hear a little bit about. It's allowed you to begin or be the founder of GoBundance and help so many people get to this same level. And it's just incredible, the freedom it's allowed you, but through that freedom, it's allowed you to have that impact on so many other people as well. And so, go ahead.
Yeah, well, what I'd like to think is when I quit working and started living, that's when my life really took off. And
wow.
and I made a bold choice. It wasn't like I had a ton of money coming in. And I want to challenge some of you syndicators. Some of you that are doing really well. Maybe you're worth 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 million. And you're still chasing more, especially 50, 100, 200. I challenge you to, I'm kind of stopping you kindly upside the head and saying, just check yourself. Are you sure you're living a fulfilling life? And maybe that really turns you on. And a good friend of mine, my accountant, says he wants to work till he's 70 years old doing, helping people with their businesses. That's wonderful if you love it. For me, I was done and just didn't want to do it again and wanted new adventures, new incarnations, a way to take all of these, all these tools I had learned on how to run businesses and how to work with people and just start whole new ventures with other teams. And now One Life and GoBundance have both evolved slowly, organically into just these amazing ecosystems of excellence.
Wow. That's awesome, Tim. Tell us though, I'd love to go through those, like the 6 levels of financial freedom you and I talked about, and maybe we dive in a little bit to those.
Sure. So I was telling you, I asked where your listeners were, and you said a lot of them are either starting to do syndications, want to do syndications, or are doing them. And I said, well, this is what I see. There's like 6 levels of people knowing their finances. Level 1 is where most people are. They have no clue. They're a paycheck away. We know them. They're all around us, unfortunately. Some are at level 2. They own their house. They maybe started a retirement. They just got a few of the things on the way. Level 3, they own a few rentals. They understand the game. They're working towards becoming in abundance, what we call a 100%, when you're financially passive income, financially free. And then level 4 is where a lot of you are. I bet maybe you could retire. You're doing a few syndicates. You're well in the trenches, and you've got a good game going, just getting on that financial freedom piece. Level 5 is your ship has come in. You are financially free. You get to wake up every day and choose what you want to do. And for me, I spend about no more than 5% of my working time just moving money around and looking at packages. And all I do is water ski and people like yours wake. I find good, talented people. I want to touch on that in a little second, Whitney, but I find good, talented people that know what they're doing and let them do all the work, and then just go out and get the goods and enjoy life, because that's what it works for me. And then level 6 is when you'd have like a blind trust, and you just put all your money into that, and you wouldn't even spend that 5 to 10 hours. You just have somebody you better trust really well that's just managing it and giving you reports. So that's my 6 levels of financial freedom.
Wow. Well, help us to walk through some of them. I know a lot of people are listening and thinking, oh, wait, maybe I am just a paycheck away, or maybe they do have a few rentals. They are in the first 1 or 2 stages of that. But, it's so much of a mindset shift, isn't it? And helping us to live beneath our means, like you were talking about. What are some of the, the most common struggles you see there, helping us to get, from those first 1 or 2 levels to own up to level 6?
Well, that's when you get into the ABCs of finances. A, offense, how can I earn more? B, defense, how can I live within my means? And C, how can I learn how to hopefully not get rid of debt, but how to invest wisely so I put rocket fuel to the whole plan. So A is offense, B is defense, C is invest wisely. And so, look at each piece of those. How can I earn more? Can I get like some sort of new certificate, or can I get a side hustle? Can I, if I'm already flipping homes, can I bring on a partner that might do a lot of the marketing? Remember I said Ed Koneski did the stencils. Find your Ed Koneski who can do the pieces where you're weak, and maybe you're good at sales, or maybe you're good at marketing. You need that salesperson. So just looking at how you can play your game better. And that's what I did. I got into real estate. I started listing and selling. I'm making some money. I got that ball juggling. Ooh, let's buy some rentals. Get that ball juggling. Ooh, let's flip some homes. Ooh, let's do some exchanges. Just kept, learning more, growing. And by the way, all of this happened over, 15, 20, 25 years. It's get rich slow. When you see somebody with all the bling and Rolls Royces and jets, run! That ain't it. Yeah. So it's the wealthy barber. It's the millionaire next door. And I'm not saying have a frugal scarcity mindset. I'm saying, and believe me, I believe in one life fully lived. But I'm saying don't mindlessly keep up with the Joneses buying crap you don't need. So.
And that's hard to do sometimes, isn't it? I know. And personally, I'm seeing so many, get caught up in that.
It's so hard, but it is the difference. And Whitney, and let me just be honest with your listeners. I've met thousands, tens of thousands of investors and realtors and people and business people, and I've met less than 1,000 who are financially free. Think about that. Mm-hmm. And everybody wants it, but few get it. So, and I will give a plug for our book right now. How do you get that? You hang around people, private millionaires, who are already on their way and well on their way and know all these concepts and are just in an ecosystem where this is the norm. So, yeah.
So, I'd love to talk about that a little bit. I know, obviously you're the founder of GoBundance. It's this amazing tribe of men who have done this. And so, tell me about how that changes somebody when they're able to be a part of a group like this. Because it's exactly what you just said, like surrounding yourself with people that are already there, that are way ahead of you. And, tell us about just how that works and how you see, that happen with people. I mean, maybe they can't be part of GoBundance, but, we can find groups of other professionals who are way ahead of us.
Totally, yeah. And if it's not GoBundance, find your tribe. But listen to these 6 effects: the influence effect, the multiplier effect, the accountability effect, the authenticity effect, the purpose effect, and the connection effect. Think of the layers of that, almost like a spider web, and think of getting around people that understand life, if you will, that the depth of life. Success is making a lot of money. Fulfillment is knowing what to do with that money to build you a lifetime of wealth and building a rich, full life worthy of living. So that's what we're all about. Is creating fulfilling lives, which is success with depth.
Wow. And, what about, being able to be a part of a group like that? Could you talk on, just like finding our tribe, finding that group that we should be a part of, or, how do we know, one from another, or, what distinguishes one from another personally?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you go to tribeofmillionaires.com, there's like an audit on like on those 6 layers of accountability, of effects, 6 effects. And there's also one of what we call our one sheet. And it's like your baseball scorecard of where you are with all of these things we teach. So check that out at tribeofmillionaires.com, and either get the book there or at Amazon. But what I'd like to do is just kind of give you 3 examples of young guys all in their 20s that came into our tribes as lone wolves, kicking butt in their own way, but then got around our tribe and our lives just took off exponentially. And I'll just drop their names. You may know them: Matt Aitchison, Diego Corzo, and Sam Weger. I don't think any of them are 30 yet. They're all 100%ers, financially free. They all own multiple businesses with multiple, like teams working under them. And the best thing about them is they're just the nicest freaking guys you'll ever meet. Their hearts and their depth and their Diego is a dreamer with a dream. His parents came here from Peru when he was a kid, and he couldn't get a driver's license, and he bought like 6 houses before he could drive. This is a true story.
Wow.
Is this a great country or what? I mean, he came here. His parents brought him here, and he just took advantage of the opportunity. And I don't want to get into any kind of thing, but I love anybody of anywhere who gets off their butt and does something. So yeah,
that's a great example right there of having nothing, coming with nothing, and not even having a license, but making it happen.
And think of how all of our limiting beliefs, I can't because. One of our sayings at One Life Fully Lived is, who says? Who says? And that's go back to what I talked about before. Who says that you have to live one incarnation your whole life? That's another thing about GoBundance is there's a lot of us who are, they've built wealth. They've built these magnificent lives. And then they look up and go, wow, I don't want to be like Robin Williams or Anthony Bourdain. I want depth. I want more. And these are the things, we have conversations. We have real conversations about the things that matter. So.
Nice. So what's the struggle that happens when people get around people like that are so far ahead of them, or is there something that like these new guys, these younger guys struggled with as they get into a tribe like that and are able to start propelling themselves to a much higher level?
I'll tell you a really good, legitimate struggle, Whitney, is trying to, how can I put this, run from first base to third base without getting to second base. And I'm talking to all of you new wannabe syndicators out there. You should make darn sure you never lose an investor money. That should be the first thing on your mind, is no investor loses money on my watch. And if you're not if you're not absolutely diligently, looking these deals over and having somebody that knows what they're doing, really look them through, boy, we're at a weird time in the cycle. And my buddy Andrew Cushman, who has we have the syndicate DAP. I wish he'd buy so much more property than he does. But he always says, do you want me to find great deals or do you want me to find good deals, Tim? And as you know, good deals are only fair deals because something comes up. Great deals are a lot of times only turn out to be good deals, and exceptional deals a lot of times only turn out to be great deals. So things are always, take a little harder, and so pay your dues, do your homework. Be willing to roll up your sleeves and do the hard work. Whitney, do you remember, you're probably maybe too young, but when I was a kid, we had these balsa wood airplanes, and you put them with a rubber band propeller. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. I had one.
Okay. So if you remember, if you wound it up and you wound it like 3 feet or, 3 times, it'd go about 3 feet and just fall. And if you wound it pretty good, it'd go across the room. But if you wound it a few times more and a few times more, and then one more time, it soared. And that's what I'm talking about is being willing to do the extra things that others won't to get the things you say you want. If you want the goods, you got to do the shoulds. Got a lot of these, by the way.
No doubt about it. And you do. You have to be willing to do what other people will not do or are not willing to do. I love that analogy as well. Tell me a little about One Life, and what is that?
So GoBundance is healthy, wealthy, generous people who choose to lead epic lives. We've evolved, I'd say, to living the best lives we possibly can. My good friend Christopher Lockhead, I don't know if you know his podcast. He's amazing with the Follow Your Different podcast. His line is, when you get to the top of the mountain, throw the rope down for the next guy. And that's what GoBundance's way of throwing the rope down is a charity we started called One Life Fully Lived. It's at onelifefullylived.org. And what we do is we help people who are on their way and well on their way master these are 4 core teaching areas of vision planning, relationships, finances, and wellness, so you can create an amazing life. And then the money we raise through coaching, and we're going to do 6 events next year. The money we raise from those pays for us to go into the inner cities and rural areas and help high school kids and young kids 18 to 24 just leaving the nest. Think if you were 16 years old and there was an assembly teaching you about find this fulfillment triangle. Where does my passions meet my talents? Where there's opportunity. How can I create the most fulfilling life? And then how am I going to do it? What's my plan? Who's going to help me? How am I going to fund it? And how am I going to be healthy enough to pull it off? So we give all these kids, kind of like a playbook, like the inner coding they need to create their best lives. So you can tell I'm really proud of, what we've created, Whitney, and it's, we're changing lives. GoBundance is doing a trip. We're going to be One Life and high school kids in Chile and Argentina. I'm talking to a group in Philly tonight that has my good friend Will Little has his Poetry in Motion group, and anyway, doing a lot of different, just learning about how to best serve those we want to serve. And it's growing, it's just evolved into something beautiful and worthy.
I just think it's incredible, though, to see that, like we were talking about earlier, and because of the great investment decisions that you made years ago that allowed you to do this. That's great. And it even motivates me too. And I hope it does the listeners to really think about how we're investing our money. Are we, those things that you listed out, so we can earn more and we can live within our means and invest wisely. And are we doing those things? And I know the listeners are wondering, how do you become part of a GoBundance or a tribe like that?
You can apply at GoBundance.com. And you're also welcome to check out our offerings at onelifefullylived.org. So yeah, those are the 2 ways. We do have, some prerequisites with the GoBundance tribe, but, a lot of you may qualify. So please do. We're looking to to grow the tribe with amazing people like I talked about, Matt Aitchison and Diego Corzo and Sam Wiegert. And boy, I could have told 100 other stories of, just guys, we've all helped each other sharpen each other's saws. And by the way, if you're a lady listening to this, go to GoBundanceWomen.com because
nice.
we just started a tribe thanks to popular demand. We started a tribe for women this year, and that's just taken off, because it's already got the nucleus. Everybody already knows the tribe, and they were screaming for it. So there's a hard charging group of ladies that just are taking this and running with it. And we love it.
That's awesome. And a few questions though before we run out of time, Tim. And I try to ask most guests these questions. What's a way that you've improved your business, or maybe you relate this to GoBundance or your nonprofit, either one, but a way you've improved that we could all apply to our business?
I would say the single best gift that I could pass on to you is the gift that my motto was, and I hope this is okay. My motto was, I suck. And what I meant was, there are a few things I'm really good at, and I just want to do those all day. So when I have my real estate business, in GoBundance, in One Life, I do it the first time to learn how to do it. And then I find others that are really capable, and I find talented people, and I take great care of them. So it's all about delegation. It's all about finding, strategic relationships. And that goes back to the tribe thing. And a lot of you are lone wolves and you don't trust. I'm here to say, if it weren't for relationships, my life would have nowhere near the depth. I'm a part of, 4 amazing teams: my family unit, GoBundance, One Life Fully Lived, and another local nonprofit I'm working on called Track. So.
Wow. Well, tell the listeners, Tim, how they can get in touch with you and learn more about you and GoBundance and all these things that you're doing and your book.
Sure. So please go to tribeofmillionaires.com and get our book or get it on Amazon, and it's also available on Kindle. You can also check out, if you have kids just getting out in the world, please also check out our One Life Roadmap Journal. And it teaches those 4 core things I was talking about. Or if some of you are, early on in your journey, I suggest you buy that journal and really dial in vision planning, relationships, finances, and wellness. It's the basics. You guys got to master the basics. That's how you go to first, second, third, and fourth. So you can reach me at tim@timrhode.com. And I always answer emails, and I love to get them. Love to help people crush your life so you can help us.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Syndication Show, brought to you by Life Bridge Capital. Life Bridge Capital works with investors nationwide to invest in real estate, while also donating 50% of its profits to assist parents who are committing to adoption. Life Bridge Capital, making a difference, one investor and one child at a time. Connect online at www.lifebridgecapital.com for free material and videos to further your success.